The most popular deposit scheme under the demand deposits is savings bank. Savings bank account is opened by every household. Every house in India saves money for its future, and they all have savings bank accounts. And a checkbook facility is available in savings bank account along with the debit card. Earlier we never used to give debit card. There was a time when only credit cards were there. There was no debit card. Later on, when debit cards came into India, and now whenever we open savings bank account, we automatically hand over a debit card along with it without waiting for the customer to ask for a debit card. And a checkbook facility is also available. Please always remember, bank is the only organization which can give checkbook. Nobody else, no non-banking finance company, no finance company, whatever may be its capital, whatever may be its total deposits, they can issue checkbook. Only a bank can issue a checkbook. Please remember, this is one of the biggest strength of a bank. Reliance Capital, for example, they are very big. They may have crores of money at their disposal, but they cannot issue a checkbook. If they want a checkbook, they have to go to a bank. Therefore, in a savings bank, the bank can issue a checkbook. Before 2011, interest rate on savings bank was also decided by Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India used to say 3.5% or 4%. This was the standard interest payable before 2011. And banks were not given the freedom to decide the savings bank interest because it was decided by Reserve Bank of India. And only in 2011 it was deregulated, and now banks are free to offer whatever is the interest rate which the board decides. So today banks are offering various rates. What are the various rates? We will see in due course. When a bank opens a savings bank deposit, it also stipulates some restrictions in the number of deposits as well as withdrawals. It changes from bank to bank. ICICI Bank, for example, they have a regular savings bank scheme, which is a kind of elementary and popular savings bank scheme of ICICI Bank. Now, for first 4 cash deposits or withdrawals, there is no, in a month, there is no charges. Thereafter, ₹5 per 1,000 rupees are part thereof, subject to a minimum of 150 in the same month. Suppose you are withdrawing for the 5th month, if the total number of transactions is more than 4 in a month, minimum charge of 150 will be laid by that bank. Maximum limit for deposit or withdrawal is any amount. If it is going to be third party, it is restricted to 50,000 per day. So these are the restrictions placed by ICICI Bank on one of its popular deposit scheme for a common man. Let us go to State Bank of India. The State Bank of India the rule is the maximum number of debit entries permitted in savings bank account is 30 for half year, or as decided from the bank from time to time. This may also change according to the bank's rules, excluding transactions that are done through alternate channels. Suppose you draw cash from ATM, it will not be counted here. Only if you go to the bank branch and transact, that will be added here. There is no restriction on number of deposits that can be made. This restriction is only for withdrawal. There is no restriction on the amount of deposit or the number of deposit in savings bank, whereas this is delimited in ICICI Bank. Therefore, each bank has got its own rules and regulations for restricting the number of deposits and number of withdrawals in a savings bank rule. So if you open a savings bank account, it is for you to find out what is the restriction placed and what are the charges that are likely to be charged to your account if you exceed the limit prescribed. Another important development in savings bank account is the methodology of paying interest on savings bank. Before 2010, in those days in which I was working as an officer of savings bank, in charge of savings bank department and all, the interest is payable on the minimum balance between 10th and 30th of every month. For the first 10 days, whatever amount you have, no interest is payable. Only for the 10th to 30th. Whatever minimum balance is there, minimum balance, please listen very carefully. Minimum balance is there, only for that minimum balance, interest will be paid. For example, if a person deposits 10 lakhs on 11th of a month, and that money is there with the bank from 11th to 30th. But on 10th, the balance outstanding in the account was only 1,000 rupees. What is the interest amount? What is the amount for which savings bank interest is eligible? The savings bank interest amount, eligibility amount is only 1,000 because on 10th, that was the minimum balance. So the customer was losing a lot. This rule was very advantageous to the bank, but very disadvantageous to the customer. But why the banks were doing it? Because those were the days of manual days. You cannot calculate daily balance for savings bank, people will go mad. We never had, neither we had the manpower nor the infrastructure to do it. Now with the advent of computerization and core banking solution, Reserve Bank has said, with effect from 1st April 2010, interest on savings bank should be paid on the daily balance outstanding. In the same case, where the person is paying 10 lakhs on 11th, this customer will be immensely benefited because he will be getting 1,000 rupee interest on 1,000 rupees from 1st to 10th, and from 11th he will get 10 lakhs. So it is very beneficial to the customers. And another important development, which is the latest development, is earlier we used to calculate interest on savings bank every half year. That is in May and November we used to pay half yearly interest on savings bank. But now Reserve Bank of India has said that the interest on savings bank should also be paid quarterly. So that is the latest guideline of Reserve Bank of India. Another interesting development is that RBI from 2013 by their circular dated 14/75 has advised banks that the banks can pay different interest rates for balances above 1 lakh. Earlier, see the scene how it has developed. Earlier only Reserve Bank of India was deciding the interest rate. Banks had no role. Afterwards they allowed banks to pay the interest, decide the interest rate. Then they converted into daily balance. Then it is payable quarterly. All these developments are favoring the customers. Now they have come out with a new development. This new development and permission given by Reserve Bank of India is we used to pay the same savings bank interest whether the balance is 10,000 rupees or 1 crore. No differentiation whatsoever. But now the Reserve Bank of India has said wherever the amount is in excess of 1 lakh, you can pay different interest rate. A higher amount of interest rate is payable. Therefore, let us look at the various interest rates that are being offered today by banks. Earlier, 1995, 96, 97, 96 and those range, only 4%. There was no competition. And there was the time when people were talking about deregulating interest rates. I have written an article on the effect of on the bank balance sheet, on the profitability of banks if interest rates are deregulated. That article was published in a magazine. So now it has been deregulated, and whatever we have envisaged has become a reality today. Now you see I have given the savings bank interest rate for a few banks. Let us take RBL Bank. RBL Bank, Ratnakar Bank Limited, they are saying 7.1% per annum on daily balance above 10 lakhs. 6.1% per annum on daily balance above 1 lakh. Above 1 lakh to 10 lakh, they will pay 6.1%. And 5.1% above 1 lakh. Yes Bank, which is in competition, which is the first bank to change the interest rate and make big advertisement. I'll show you the advertisement of Yes Bank also because it's very interesting. Yes Bank is paying 6% per annum on savings bank account balances below 1 crore. Above 1 crore, probably you will have to find out from them directly. So less than 1 crore means they will straight away pay 6% per annum. And then Kotak Mahindra Bank is paying 6% per annum. No restrictions, no amount, straight away 6% on all savings bank. Lakshmi Vilas Bank is paying 5% per annum on a daily balance up to 5 lakhs and 6% per annum above 5 lakhs. But these are all private sector banks. But most of the public sector banks are still sticking to the old mindset, and they are still offering, most of the public sector banks are offering 4% interest on savings bank only, and there is no big competition. I envisage in the days to come there will be big competition in savings bank because interest rates will be quoted by different banks at a different level, which will facilitate customers to move their deposits from one bank to another if they are going to get a higher interest. I have given you the ad of Yes Bank, where they very clearly say they will give 7% per annum on all savings bank account. This was the time when public sector banks are offering only 4%. So 3% is a substantial difference. Therefore, this may help Yes Bank to garner a lot of savings bank account. And this is the advertisement of RBL Bank, where they say, I am one up. The Yes Bank can pay 7%, we will pay 7.1%. So competition is heating up in savings bank interest, and it is all good for the public. Wherever there is more competition, who is benefited? The public are benefited, and I am sure this will benefit the public.